I watched all of the 2025 Razzie nominations for Worst Picture of the Year, and wow, do we have some stinkers to talk about. Welcome to Bite Size Bunny, my name's Tony, and today we are going to be ranking the Razzie nominees for Worst Picture from best to worst until we determine which movie truly is the worst of the bunch. And without much further ado, let's get to it. Joker Folie à Deux is not a good movie, but I also don't think it's anywhere near as bad as some people have made it out to be. This feels like the cinematic equivalent of an identity crisis. It's a musical, but it doesn't want to fully commit to being a musical. It's a courtroom drama, but it never wants to fully commit to being one of those. And then on top of that, it's an Arkham prison movie, but it doesn't want to commit to that either. This could have been a great sequel if it quite literally just committed to anything. I was so excited and loved the idea of this being a musical when it was initially announced, but unfortunately the musical elements are so half-assed and empty, which is a real crime when you have someone as amazingly talented as Lady Gaga attached to the project. Then it all builds up to an ending that makes the entire film feel pointless. You could probably watch the first Joker film, let the credits roll, and then once the credits wrap up, watch the last 10 minutes of Joker 2 and act like it's an after-credit scene, and it'll probably be better for you in the long run. Out of all of the Sony Spider-Man villain garbage we've gotten over the past handful of years, I have to say Madam Web is easily my favorite of the bunch. I had a blast watching this movie. It is a flaming hot dumpster fire on wheels that is out of control, but there is plenty of laughs to be had here. From the awful dialogue to the sloppy script to having some of the worst ADR I have ever heard in a big budget film, nothing works in this movie. But if I had to pick a Sony villain movie to watch again out of the terrible lineup, I'll pick this one again any day, no question asked. I appreciate the fact that Francis Ford Coppola went out of his way to bring his passion project to life. I just also wish that it was a better film. There's some genuinely interesting ideas and concepts scattered throughout this entire movie, and I think picking any one of those would have worked perfectly as a main focus for this story if he could just pick one story to tell here. But instead, it ends up feeling like an incohesive, nightmarish fever dream. There is a season of television worth of stuff here that is crammed into one 2-hour and 18-minute movie, and yes, it is as messy as you would imagine. You know, despite all of the progress video game adaptations have made over the years, I still wouldn't be surprised if Borderlands actually set the needle back for some people, because it is just that horrid. This is a perfect example of a soulless cash grab. Like, if you looked up soulless in the dictionary, this deserves to be right there for everyone to see. There is truly nothing in this movie that resembles the game that it is pulling from. Maybe some of the designs that are scattered throughout the world, but that's it. The characters are horribly miscasted. You've got some truly talented people attached to this project, but you can also tell the studio was going for name recognition and not who's actually a good fit for the role. This whole thing just feels like a horrible dollar store ripoff of Guardians of the Galaxy, and hopefully we never have to revisit this franchise in a film format ever again. But hey, I'm still looking forward to Borderlands 4 this year, so at least we've still got that. Look, biopics are already a tired genre, so there was an uphill battle going on here already. But this has got to be one of the most overbloated, tonally bizarre movies I've seen in a minute. This is a slog to get through. You're honestly probably better off just reading a Wikipedia page and going from there. The editing is so weird, especially when you're taking the music into account. The score is so out of left field, making it feel like you're watching a superhero movie at times. And everything here feels so phony. There is nothing that feels raw or authentic. Everything from the script to the performances just has this weird, uncanny feel to it. Around the halfway mark, it took everything in me to not just power this one off and walk away. This is a rough one to get through. And if I saw this movie before I did my worst of 2024 list, this definitely would have taken that #1 spot. And so there we have it. We have officially ranked all of the worst picture nominees for the Razzies this year, and this was definitely an experience. In the meantime, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, and all that YouTube stuff. And what is your pick for the worst movie of 2024? I'd love to know.